die Giants fan. Thank you. But go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
You want to talk about baseball tonight? I mean, I know it's coming up. So
I'll talk about whatever you want. You're the caller. We can talk about baseball. We can talk about basketball. We can talk about football.
Yo, guys, how's it hanging tonight? I hope that I'm on here right now. Just getting ready to go to sleep here, but I mean, I'm too freaking jacked up, man. I'm mother effing jacked up. I'll tell you. I wanted to do a film review, but I'm getting pretty tired, and I'm jacked. I am jacked. I mean, I gotta retitle this mother. I gotta retitle this show. So hang with me. Hold on. I gotta retitle this mother. I gotta retitle this show. Anime is not as good as this show. That's a fact. Hold on, let me. I do have a double chin, by the way. You guys can call me. We can talk. What a great show by Chris the Entertainer tonight. I'll never be Chris. He's too good. I can't compete with 5 hours of Entertainer. He's a freak of nature. He's like LeBron James, and I'm like Sky Mikhailou. I am like, I want to be like a Klay Thompson to his LeBron James, okay? And I'm not just doing that to say that to Chris the Entertainer, you know, but he can go 5 hours, and the dude is an animal. He's immortal. He's the immortal streamer. He is not from this hemisphere, okay? I have no idea how the stream is going on. Spotlight, you made it. You made it, Spotlight. Spotlight. Sunrise, Spotlight. Hey, give me a call. 1-484-504-9648. I'll talk any kinds of sports you want. Oh, yes. Give that to me again. Hello.
Yo, Rover, I feel like you just do these when you're bored, bro. It's too late for all these late night streams.
Yeah, I know. I'm probably gonna do Virginia and Duke tomorrow.
Oh, what time is that?
Virginia and Duke is going to be like 6 o'clock tomorrow, so I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I wish football was still on.
Dude, Entertainer is
Without football.
ridiculous. I am from Philly.
Yo, I wish.
So wait, Foles might be headed to Jacksonville. That's crazy.
Wait, what? Where'd you hear that?
From Gucci Boy. So that's a
Please don't tell
reputable
me that's a
source.
reliable source.
Yeah, exactly. But I like Gucci Boy, though. He could be a reliable source. Him me and Rappaport, bro. But, dude, were you on
Jacksonville,
Entertainers
that
tonight?
changes everything.
Were you on Entertainers tonight?
Yeah, I was trying to call into his show, but he's just so popular. I mean, it's just like insane.
Dude, yeah, I mean...
And then he gets like trolled. People like fucking in the pussy and all this stuff. He got so heated in the beginning.
Yeah, well, I know that the trolls are coming in. Well, but he has so many people, so, you know... Yeah, he has a shit ton of people, but he can't control the trolls, man. I'm a big fan of Entertainer.
I mean, man, the fact that you said you went 5 hours, dude, that's insane.
Yeah, dude, he did go 5 hours like it's nothing, man. I can never do that. I would run.
Like, I leave, I watch a movie, and this guy is still streaming. I'm like, you're kidding.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, like I'll watch I'll watch an entire movie and now I'll look at my phone and the icon is still saying it's red and live. It's almost like he leaves it on there. I almost
bro,
think
did
it's
you,
a
like, fall
joke that he
asleep? Like,
leaves it on there.
I mean, like, it's insane. And he's, like, still high energy, still, like, bro, what? I would have been knocked out.
I know. I need like 6-7 hours. The entertainer, like, and I think he must
And
be
he
on
goes to work.
I think he's on performance enhancers or he's taking Red Bull or something with his system's messed up.
He has to be drinking. He has to be drinking something.
Well, yeah, he's drinking the beer, but drinking beer kind of makes you more tired. But I'm definitely going to have beer in my streams. I just need it to take the edge off.
So like a crackhead. He's going to take the crack off, the edge off.
Yeah. Hey, can I get to G-Man 409?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. All right. Hang with me, though. Hey, and tomorrow this will be, I'll come back and do some Villanova-Duke game. Will be great. So that's Ronaldo, one of my best friends on YouTube. Super funny guy. We were just joking about Entertainer, how he's immortal, how the guy can go for 5 hours like a marathon man, and I cannot compete. But G-Man 409, if you want to hit me up right now, man, I'll wait out your call. We could talk Giants. We could talk about Chris the Entertainer. We could talk about anything in our lives, brother. Got a 774 coming right at me. Hey, how are you, buddy? Welcome into Rover Sports.
Rover, what's going on? It's Joe Musa.
Joe Musa. Oh my!
I told Chris good night, but usually when I say good night to the streams, I'm going to the living room on my 65-inch, and I can't text. So, but I heard you were going on, so I need to call you.
No doubt. So will you just put energy?
By the way, I think you're great. So don't. You kind of belittle yourself, saying that Chris is good and this and that. He is. He's great. But I think this is why I follow you, because I think you're great as well.
Yeah, thanks. And all that stuff to Chris is true. It's a different kind of a style.
It is. No, it is. It's 100% true. He's good at what he does. Everybody loves him. He's like a magnet. But I think you're great, too. But I had to call you because I feel like you're a Jets hater. And I just want to know why.
Yeah, it's a great. So Joe, I want to thank you so much. And so, like, do you put the 65? And I'm gonna get to your question. Do you put the Chris the Entertainer stream on your 65-inch?
Yeah, because I have Verizon, and Verizon has a YouTube channel, but I don't have like a keyboard or anything, so I don't bring my laptop with me, so I'll just watch it on the 65-inch. But I have to go back into the office room if I'm going to go into the comments.
Right. It's so baller. So, the fact is, like, about Sam Darnold, that I don't believe in Sam's skill set. I usually like guys that can push the ball down the field. So.
But did you actually watch him in games this year?
I did. I watched the Colts game.
He's only 21 years old, right?
Yeah, I watched Colts. I watched Browns.
So I'm a diehard. I haven't missed a Jets game since '86, and I've never seen a quarterback, especially this young, on the Jets. 21 years old, and all he did was learn. He never made the same mistake twice. And his last 3 games, his last 4 games, when he came back from a 3-game injury, I think he was phenomenal. Like he had, I think, 1 or 2 turnovers in his last 4 games and like 5 or 6 touchdowns. I don't know if you watched all the games or all his highlights.
So what game were you alluding to again?
His last 4 games.
Okay, so the last game he played the Green Bay Packers, and I watched that game. And he had he had a good throw to Robbie Anderson in that game. Okay, up the left sideline. He did, okay? And the thing about Sam is that, yes, I think he can move the ball down the field at times, but that New England game was still a mess. And, even though Sam Darnold is
I agree with you, but he doesn't have a running back. He doesn't have a number 1 receiver, and his offensive line sucks. And he's a 21-year-old kid. And those last 4 games, I was like, holy shit, he's amazing. With no team in front of him, this kid, 21 years old, learned a lot by sitting and watching for 3 weeks, watching Josh McCown. He learned a lot.
Yeah, I mean, what I have to say is that Sam Darnold, it might be able to function in this league because he might be able to pick up blitzes very quickly, and I believe that Sam Darnold might have the mental capacity to learn quickly in this league. And I'll say this, I think the reason that I don't like the Jets is because I want this Sam Darnold take to be like a spot-on take, you know? It would give me some credibility, or it's like a prediction, you know? It's like I'm filling out a March Madness bracket, and I pick a big upset, and Sam Darnold is like my guy that's like a big upset. The reason I just didn't like him initially is just because like he's skittish in the pocket, and just I think Jeremy Bates wasn't allowing Sam Darnold to be unleashed, and I need to see Darnold unleashed. So I mean, the book is not written yet on Sam Darnold, but I think it's more entertaining if I'm coming out here making an opinion and making a hot take opinion, because everybody else is kind of in your camp or in the wait and see camp. But it's more entertaining to make an opinion and be right or be dead wrong on an opinion. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I think he's just going to be great. I think he's going to be one of the best Jets quarterbacks. That's just my opinion. I know you totally disagree. You probably put him down there with Brownie Nagel.
Is that saying much? Who was the great Jets quarterback? I mean, I know Pennington was good, you know, and I don't want to get offensive to Jets quarterbacks, but again, like, yeah, you guys. You know
the greatest Jets quarterback was Brett Favre for that 1 year, and he didn't even make the playoffs. That was the best Jets quarterback.
You know what? That was like a 9-3. What were you guys, like 8-3?
They were 9-7. They missed the playoffs.
Well,
and he was playing hurt.
You won the Thursday night game against Matt Castle. Great overtime win. And then what happened? What happened?
He went downhill.
I liked Brett Favre, but now this coaching staff, Jim Bob Cooter, Adam Gase, I don't think you're aligning him with the best people. I'm not a Gase person.
You don't think Adam Gase is good with quarterbacks?
No, he wasn't good with Ryan Tannehill. He wasn't. He's never really been.
But as a coach, he brought the Dolphins to the playoffs 3 years ago, and they weren't a good team.
They weren't, but that was like a 10-6 Dolphins wild card run.
I'm optimistic. I'm positive.
They lost to the Steelers immediately when they got in the playoffs. They were like an afterthought to those playoffs. I'm not saying this to be mean. It's just my opinion. You know?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the dialogue. But Adam Gase, I mean, I'll give you guys the credit. I will give to you guys is Greg Williams. I think that he has some. I think Greg Williams has some potential as a defensive coordinator.
Oh, I love the guy. Love it.
So you love this coaching staff then? Is that correct?
I love the fact that if Gase fails, Greg Williams will take over as head coach. That's what I love.
I could see that. I could see that totally happening, but that would mean that Gase.
But if it's going to happen, I think it's going to happen quick. Like it'll happen within
1 year.
I give it more a year and a half.
But then the thing about Greg Williams becoming the head coach is that then when you guys eventually hire a good offensive coordinator, that coordinator will then be hired by another team.
True.
So the thing about Greg Williams is that I think Greg's like good in the interim, but I'm really worried about how Adam Gase is going to do, and Gase should be the big guy that you guys need to hit on, because I think that Greg Williams is going to argue with Gase, and I could see the team throw a riot and try to have Greg Williams as the guy. I could see that happen.
Mm-hmm.
I could totally see that happen. But, Joe, by the way, thanks so much for all your support. And that video with Chris was absolutely hysterical, my man. I was dying laughing. The spider.
I just added another channel to him, so it's a totally different channel called.
Oh yeah. And Joe,
Entertainers Greatest Hits. They got all those
Joe,
videos
do
there.
you live up in New York?
I'm actually no, I'm in Jersey, but I work in New York. You know that place that you, JC, I'm sorry, Ian, and Chris were at. What was it during the playoffs? You were on you guys said you were going on in 7-Eleven on 7th Avenue.
It was like Holiday Inn.
Yes, I work in that area. I walk there every morning. I work at the Madison Square Garden building. So when you guys were saying that, I was like, I know exactly where you guys are located. But I'm in Jersey. I'm like 5 minutes away from Hoboken. I'm like
okay. Oh,
5 minutes away from Manhattan.
You're very close.
Yeah, very close. Yeah. I say it's a bus ride away.
Yeah. And do you like the NBA?
It's not my favorite sport, but I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan.
You're a Brooklyn Nets.
Which I can't understand how they swept the Bucks, and then tonight they lost to the Bulls.
And then baseball.
I don't get it.
And then baseball. You're in the baseball.
Baseball. I'm a Mets fan, but that's like my least sport. So it's more like Jets football, and then I'll go to hockey Devils, and then basketball and Mets.
Interesting.
What are your favorite teams? Because you're always wearing different jerseys, different shirts of all different teams.
Oh yeah, and that's just
so you're a Giants fan, right?
Yeah, I'm a New York Giants fan. I grew up a New York
and baseball?
Giants fan. Baseball, not one of my favorite sports. It's third on my list. But
Pete, me and you agree on this. All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with the. I honestly don't mind the Philadelphia Phillies because I live in Philly, so. I mind the Eagles. The Eagles are the only Philly team that I really despise. Okay.
Wait. You live in Philly. How did you become a Giants fan and hate the Eagles?
Yeah, because
I don't get it.
Because my mom's family is from like Wayne, New Jersey, so up in North Jersey.
Okay.
And I have a lot of Giants ties with like my grandparents and stuff. You know, my grandfather like had tickets to Giants as well. And the fact is that if you go to an Eagle game, they are so rough to you. And their fans, they bring out the worst in Philadelphia fans, Eagles fans. They are just so nasty. And I love being the underdog. I love being me against the world. You know how, even when I make a video and there's a lot of people hating on a video, but in school it was fun when the Giants would beat the Eagles and I'd be the only kid that was a Giants fan. I freaking got high off of that.
I get it. The visual rivals. I get it.
And Eli Manning is the best. So yeah, I love the Giants organization. Love the Giants. As a kid too, the New Jersey Nets, like Jason Kidd was probably my favorite player.
See? And you know what? Out of all the players, I think I never liked Jason Kidd. Because I started watching him when Drazen Petrovic was on the team.
Oh, way back.
Way back. In the mid-'90s or early 90s.
Okay.
Now, are you an Oakland A's fan?
Oh, I'm just wearing this. I went out to Oakland, so a lot of stuff I wear is just, it's just stuff that I have, just shirts, random shirts.
So you're a Phillies fan, you said?
Yeah, Phillies. But from that Nets team, I really loved the NBA as a kid, like Kenyon Martin, Kittle, RJ,
yes.
But even Keith Van Horn, McCullough, like that team, I would drive up to see. When it was New Jersey Nets, that was a ton more fun. Ton more intense.
Yeah.
So those were the freaking good old days. And then with baseball, it really was great, like in middle school when the Phillies, Ryan Howard. So I will say Philadelphia Phillies for sure in the NL. I'll go Phillies. So
okay. Nothing in hockey though.
You're a Mets. Do you go any AL team?
American League team?
Yes.
You know what? You're wearing the shirt. I love obviously I love green, so it will most likely be the A's.
Oh, and Moneyball.
Exactly.
I love it.
So no hockey for you.
Not now, unfortunately.
See, none of you guys like hockey, like you, Chris, or even Bat Dog. No, I don't think any of you guys like hockey.
Maybe it's just because we didn't grow up playing the game, or I
even
like other sports more, man. Like I even like.
What about Major League Soccer?
I am actually more of a golf and tennis guy than Major League
Oh,
Soccer.
Jesus.
Believe it or not, I'd even go hockey over soccer. That's how far down
You know what? I can't wait for the Red Bulls to start because the football season's over.
And dude, yeah, I mean, I like playing FIFA, but that's about it, man. I mean, yeah. Yeah, you'll get me on hockey any single day. But Joe, keep up the good work, man. It was really fun chatting.
Listen, man. It was great talking to you, Rover. You're the best, bro.
Yeah, man. We'll meet up. We'll meet up soon, man. I can't wait to meet up.
Yeah, definitely, man. Maybe the Jets-Giants game.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right, take care. That was good old friend Joe Musa. Really nice chat with him. It's great because I love fans that are Jets fans. Like, we can argue back and forth on Sam Darnold, but everybody knows it's just all a joke or it's all in good fun. And that's part of the best. You know, I love when my callers can disagree with me. And Joe is so great on Super Chats. He's a mature guy, really well spoken, as you guys can see. And we're getting some really good comments. The calls are unbelievable. We're building up a fan base. Hey, what's going on? Welcome into Rover Sports.
What is going on? It's Spotlight Sports Talk, man. What is up?
Spotlight. Oh, man. Thanks for following in and calling into the show.
It's an honor, man. I didn't know you was from Philly. You know, we in the same city, so we definitely got to link up, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would do I would talk sports for sure. For sure, Philly sports.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. But what's been going on, man? What's going on? What we talking about tonight?
Yeah, man. So did you so you go down to any Sixers games, man? Because I saw the Sixers Nuggets game tonight.
I was supposed to go to the Nuggets Sixers game tonight, but some things just didn't fall through the way I wanted to. But I ended up live streaming the Sixers games. That's what one thing I really do. I do live stream all the Sixers games, so hopefully you'll get a lot of live streams from me when it comes to Sixers. I do other basketball stuff or other, football stuff as well. But just like you, man, I am not an Eagles fan. I despise the Eagles. I can't stand them.
Are you kidding me?
I can't stand the Eagles. I'm not a Giants fan.
I think we might just be best friends, son.
Listen, I can't stand the Eagles, man. I'm the only one in my household that are Eagles. I'm the only one that's in my household that's not an Eagles fan. No, I'm more on. My uncle's a Falcons fan because my uncle is originally from Atlanta.
Right.
So that makes sense. But as far as Eagles fans, I cringe when I even think about Eagles fans. Everybody in my job is an Eagles fan, so I have to talk them down, let them know, like, it's just a mediocre football team, man. Just mediocre.
Yeah, I mean, we can have an entire show on just our hatred for Eagles fans because they just bring out the worst in people. They're so cocky. They're so arrogant. They think their team's fantastic. They also don't like talking about the other NFL at all. It's only everything just revolves around Eagles talk at all times around this city. Like, I'm sure that you listen to Mike Missanelli. I'm sure you listen to 94.1 and 97.5 and it's just all Eagles talk all year round, and they're an aggressive fan base and an annoying fan base at that. And I'm happy that they won their Super Bowl actually because now the nightmare is over and I can go back to living my life.
Well, like I said, in the next 10 years, that's be the only Super Bowl the Eagles get, and I'm just being honest. So they just have to ride the sunset with that Super Bowl right there because I know that my team is terrible. All I know my Raiders team is terrible. But in franchise history, we have more Super Bowls and Hall of Famers than Eagles. That's all I'm going to say. So we can talk about it.
That's exactly right. We have more Hall of Famers, like you said, yes.
Right. More Hall of Famers in franchise history. My Raiders have 3 Super Bowls. So, I mean, we don't have one recently, but we have them according to Eagles. But
you're a Raiders fan?
Raiders fan. Been a Raiders fan since 1999.
Gotcha. And how old are you?
I'm actually 32 years old. I'll be 33 next month.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, being an Oakland Raiders fan, it's actually a great time now to be a Raiders fan. And I bet that you didn't grow up with the glory days of Ken Stabler in the 1980s Raiders with John Madden. So when you guys eventually can win a world championship, that is when it's going to be like the greatest sports moment of your life. It's going to be just pure euphoria when that happens, when you guys get to a championship and win, and that's very cool.
Yeah, I mean, even, I can't even lie, like, even in those early 2000s, we was just good. We was just as good, at the time. It's just that tuck rule changed everything for our organization. Ever since that tuck rule with the New England Patriots, our franchise has not been the same. But I can say this. I have done my history on, my Raider history. So even if I didn't grow up in those Stabler and Plunkett years, I still know about it. I still know the games. I still know the championships that we won back in the 70s. I know how hard-hitting we was. All the Hall of Famers that came through. Actually, I actually was able to meet one of the I forgot his name. His last name, I forgot his name, but I went to the draft and when it was in Philly. And
right.
that I think that was a terrible idea because it was Eagles fans, but I was able to meet some Raider legends that was doing the picks for the Raiders at the time. So, and I rocked my Raiders hat, my Raiders jersey, head to toe. I was die-hard Raiders in the hardcore of the draft, and I did not care at all.
Dude, were you out? First of all, man, the Eagles fans, all my best friends are Eagles fans. Your family, they're all Eagles fans. People on my channel like the Eagles, so it's not like they're truly evil. I mean, I don't like that team. I hate that team because I'm a real I'm even more of a rival than maybe Oakland is. But the NFL draft, I thought that experience was just incredible. Were you out on the lawn for Thursday and Friday?
Yeah, I was actually inside on Thursday, but I was on the lawn on Friday. So I was able to experience Mr. Trubisky when he got drafted. Mm-hmm. I was actually indoors.
You were in the ropes. You got like the VIP. You got VIP tickets for that, man.
Yeah, for Thursday, Friday. I was on the lawn.
Right. And when Mahomes was drafted, I was like, Kansas City, what a reach, this aerial raid quarterback, I thought it was like a crazy pick at the time. But yeah, that was like the Reuben Foster draft, and I'm not even sure who the Raiders were able to get that year.
The Raiders, I don't think we had a top pick in a first round that year. I think we had some second round picks. I think we got Colton Miller. Colton Miller was an offensive lineman that we got that year. So Colton Miller, he was definitely a second round pick for us. I see your text.
Yeah, that might have been actually last year.
You sure? Because I thought Colton Miller was in his. No, Colton Miller was last year.
Yeah, last year at 15.
It was. I don't even think they own the Raiders anymore. If we did get them, because I know everybody's on the Raiders, and we really didn't pick well.
I don't think.
We got Conley. Yeah, we got Conley.
Garyon Conley. Yes.
We got Conley that year.
But then it was Garyon Conley, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh!" That he had a whole scandal going down at Ohio State. Garyon Conley. If you remember that, he had a scandal going down. And Conley, I've watched some Raiders games. I don't think he's the best of tacklers, and I'm worried about Conley a little bit going forward. I wanted to ask you, so your channel name is Sports. Can you give me your full channel name again?
The channel's called Spotlight Sports Talk.
Spotlight Sports Talk, and so you're doing live streams. You're streaming games on there.
I stream games. I do podcasts. I talk wrestling. I talk NBA. I talk NFL. I want to get more into baseball, but I know college basketball. I know college football.
Oh, great.
But I want to get more into baseball and hockey. I want to get more into that as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm around the Philly area, so maybe if we're at a game or something, it'd be cool to connect, and for sure, like having you on the channel someday will be very cool. One of my subscribers here at Chuck Sharts, he asks a question about Derek Carr. What do you think about Derek Carr?
I think Derek Carr is a good quarterback. He just had a real bad 2 years with us, with offensive coordinator changes. Because if a lot of people look at it, back the past 2 years, when we had Jack Del Rio, we was 12-4, and we had Bill Musgrave as the offensive coordinator. You see how that suited him because he was an MVP caliber quarterback at the time. Now you have a John Gruden, which John Gruden needs to open up his playbooks. I still think he's in the 99 and 2000 offensive playbook, and he needs to open it up. And I'm just going to be honest with you because I'm a type of Raiders fan that I'm going to critique it when I see something ain't right.
Mm-hmm.
Once Derek Carr is, I want to say top 10 quarterback, but he's a top 15, top 20 quarterback in this league. And I'm going to just be honest. I'm not going to sit here and say he's a top 5 quarterback. I'm not going to say that because that's just unrealistic. But he is a top 15, top 20 quarterback that needs an offensive line in a running game.
I think he's top 15, top 20 as well. Now, now Todd Downing was not a good offensive coordinator for Derek Carr in year 2. I mean, you had Del Rio, and I don't think Del Rio got along with everybody, especially the ownership. But why was Todd Downing was the quarterback's coach? Who was the OC during the magical year again? Who was the OC?
It was Bill Musgrave.
Yes, went to Denver, and then I don't know why they got rid of him. I think Musgrave struggled that second year after the injury.
Well, Musgrave, no, actually, they got rid of him after the 12-4 season, and Todd Downing came in right after when Bill Musgrave left. They didn't re-sign Bill Musgrave because his contract was coming up.
It would be nice. Wouldn't it be nice if, John Gruden's calling the plays right now. But the thing I loved about Derek Carr was he would take chances down the field. I mean, with Michael Crabtree, he would take chances. That New Orleans Saints game, they went for 2 and won that game. That Baltimore Ravens game on the road, you guys were down in the fourth quarter, and Derek Carr would make big throws over the middle of the field at will during those games. He was clutch as nails during that stretch. And he would really test the ball. He would throw the ball down the field. He would make very tough back shoulder throws. And that Derek Carr, he just doesn't play with that confidence anymore. He's way too willing to throw screen passes now, and he doesn't trust his arm. He doesn't trust the confidence, and I think Derek Carr, it's very, very frustrating if we'll ever see that Carr again.
It's hard to see that Carr because it depends on what John Gruden's offense given. Now, if you think about it, the first major injury Derek Carr ever had was the broken leg, and that was in the 12-4 season. So he's very timid of that because even in the following year when we had Todd Downing, he got hurt. He had a chip fracture in his back. Offensive line was not blocking whatsoever. If you look at that offensive line from the 12-4 season and from the last 2 years, Carr was 5th most sacked this year. 5th most sacked.
He holds on to the ball too long, like Chuck is saying.
Which I can agree to, but at the same time, when you have an old Jordy Nelson that can't run routes like he used to, and then you don't target Amari Cooper at all. People think that Amari Cooper was a bust. I never thought he was. And for him to get traded to Dallas and to show out in Dallas, it just hurt my heart because Gruden didn't give Cooper a shot at all. And that's my problem with Gruden because honestly, as a Raiders fan, people probably would say, "Oh, We wanted Gruden. I didn't want him. I think Jack Del Rio was the fit. You know who was the issue? It was Crabtree. And people can say it wasn't, but behind the scenes, it was Crabtree. Crabtree was the toxic person in our offense.
Hey, guess
So
what?
I don't.
Hey, thank you so much for the call, man. I appreciate everything about the Oakland Raiders. I just have to get going for a quick moment. Again, everybody can check you out, man. It's again, is it Sports Live? What is it again? It's Sports
Spotlight Sports Talk.
Spotlight Sports Talk, man. You're the best. We're gonna be linking up soon. I'll check out your stream tomorrow. All right. Take care, buddy.
Absolutely.
Take care. Great Raider fan, but guess what happens with Raider fans or any fan? When you have a Charlie horse, in your leg, and you have a Charlie horse, and you're trying to be respectful to a very respectful guest and a very intelligent caller, and you're trying to talk the minutia of Derek Carr, and your leg is throbbing at the end because of a Charlie horse completely unrelated to anything you've been doing in the past hour and just being completely dehydrated. Shit's gonna go down, folks. Shit is gonna go down. That Charlie horse is a killer. I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. Hey, guys. How great was that freaking show with Entertainer tonight? Give it up for that cat. I want to be the post-game show to Entertainer. That guy went 5 hours deep. It was 4 hours deep. It was probably about 150 calls deep. All of you guys called into his stream. And it was freaking, it was absurdly good tonight. I mean, this is like the after show with Entertainer. I mean, every single call tonight, people brought it. It was serious. It was totally awesome. Oh, man, thank you. I think, Michael, it was an amazing show. And clap it up. Everybody's clapping it up. And we officially deleted those trolls, those assholes, because we're not going to allow a few complete total assholes to ruin a beautiful thing. And that's what we have with the Entertainer. And that's what we have here on this YouTube platform. So Chris is a great friend. He's a friend. He is one of my best friends, and I mean that sincerely. And he's an incredible guy, incredible talent. So there is some questions about John Gruden. There's some questions about. I like John Gruden. Everybody hates on John, and when people start hating on people, that's when you gotta start loving them. But here we go. Let's take another call here. It's late night. We're enjoying ourselves here on Rover Sports, and I'm too tired to even do a film review tonight. So I'm out here. It's just more fun taking calls, man. Real late night. What's going on, though? Welcome into Rover Sports.
Spencer, it's the Entertainer. I'm calling you on my work phone. What's up, buddy?
Is this really the Entertainer?
I swear to God, it's the Entertainer. My personal phone's dead, so I called you on my work phone.
Goose himself has come down from the rafters.
No, I just wanted to call him because, I mean, you show me so much support on my shows. I just wanted to call in and just thank you for that. We'll talk some sports, of course, but I just wanted to say, how great of a friend you are to me, and just wanted to give you, say thank you for that.
Yeah, man. I'm just replying right here to some of the comments, bro. But yeah, thank you for the super chat. By the way, you and Joe Musa tonight, big time with these chats. But dude, the show tonight, and I'm sure I could talk about this off air. But it was so enjoyable being on there, man. I mean, didn't you think tonight's show was just? I think it was one of the best shows I've ever heard, and I think it was the best show that was on your channel.
The show tonight was incredible, and it's not because of me; it's because of my callers. I mean, the topics they bring up, and it's just great. I mean, so many knowledgeable sports fans that call in. It's a great forum, and I love the community that is being built through the show. It's
so versatile.
A lot of fun.
It's a lot, and you can you can easily kill like 3 hours as long as people are shuttling in and providing you with great forms of conversation.
Oh, I could have done that for 8 hours if I had the energy. I mean, people there was nonstop calling, just so much love and support, and knowledgeable sports fans, and like Joe Musa just said in the chat, you're gonna have that too. I mean, we're gonna have, once I get the calling system hopefully within 2 or 3 weeks, I'll definitely have you on the channel and we'll take calls together. That's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, man, I'm loving this call-in show. I love it. It's a great way to get to know your subscribers even better than, it's one thing to be able to text. It's another.
Man, I want these guys to be friends for life, and I want these friends. I'll tell you what, like I think like guys like Capone, Joe Musa, even guys like I met tonight, the Raiders fan from Philly, Spotlight Sports, a great dude.
Oh, Spotlight Sports. I'm surprised you don't know about him. He's been doing it. He's still a small channel because he's relatively new, but
yeah,
he's been on YouTube now for a good month and a half or so, 2 months probably at least.
And he lives near Philly, and Big Blue for Life, is right here in my chat. G-Man
Big Blue for Life is one of my best. I mean, there's a lot of my great subs are in here. Joe Musa, Big Blue for Life.
We need to get these guys all on a Skype show where they're co-hosting with us, and because we need to reward, what they're able to do for us, what they're able to do for the channels. And during the off season, like it's so great. It's almost therapeutic. It's almost like a hotline, because I can talk football all the time, but I have friends, and my friends and family, like they don't want to talk about football every single moment of their lives. That's why I like coming down here to the basement and being able to talk about random shit like the Oakland Raiders, and you know what I mean. And
well, that's what's so great about YouTube. That's different from, like, for instance, like a local radio show on WFAN. On WFAN, you're going to just get, for the most part, and obviously I'm most knowledgeable about New York sports, and that's what I love the most. But what's so great about these call-in shows on YouTube is you get fans from all over the map. So you'll get a Redskin caller, you'll get a Oakland Raider caller, you'll get a Oklahoma City Thunder caller. It's just all over the map, and it's broad sports, and it makes it more interesting. And I feel like there's a lot of people that learn about other people's teams from it. I think it's a really cool.
Like I was learning. I certainly know about the Mets from your channel, and you're bringing me more into baseball from these channels. And tonight just was able to go down to the Sixers game, and I think the NBA season is going to be tremendous, man. I mean, I wanted to ask you if you wanted to talk real quick. What do you think about the Sixers trades this week, man?
I think the Sixers on paper, and this is on paper, I like the fact that they had playoff experience. Last year they got to the second round, so they have some experience. Obviously Butler, new to the Sixers, but he has obviously a ton of experience playing in the playoffs. I like that Tobias Harris had. I think on paper they're the favorites in the Eastern Conference right now.
I think it's a possibility, but I do love the Raptors team like you mentioned, because you really have to see the Raptors in person because they kind of get buried, on League Pass a lot. And Siakam is like a very new player that not a lot of people are familiar with, Pascal Siakam, but they just have so much length that they're able to put out there. Like they go 8 deep with Powell, with Siakam. Fred VanVleet is one of my favorite players ever from Wichita State. Kyle Lowry, Kawhi, Danny Green. It is a special Raptors team. It's actually a very
the Raptors team. The Raptors certainly have the deepest team, and the Marcus All-Ad was huge.
Yes.
I'm just seeing some questions in your chat that I think could add to the conversation.
Oh yeah, I was even going.
Chuck Sharch is asking. Well, people are asking Chuck Sharch and Haskins. Michael Capone says is Haskins an NFL caliber quarterback, and Chuck Sharch is asking is Drew Lock will Drew Lock be a Hall of Famer? Right, Rover. Obviously, I think that's a little sarcastic, but from I think I think Haskins is definitely an NFL caliber quarterback. I think he lacks the experience. He's only played 13 college games, and he played in the college system. That's the knocks on him. And he was not great under pressure. Those are the clear knocks, and they're fair knocks. But I like him. And I especially like his fit for New York. I think he's got that. I think he would fit well here. I really do. And Drew Lock, I think, has a lot of talent. But to me, he hasn't put it all together at the college level. And I don't necessarily there's something about his personality and he's a good guy, but I don't know. I don't know if he's got that tough, gritty personality from New York. I don't. I really don't.
I mean, I think that sometimes we overrate, the tough and the gritty qualities of guys. As long as Drew Lock's going to work hard for our organization, as long as Drew Lock is going to work hard, then I think that Drew. I'm going
to give a sneak preview, by the way, for the loyal people that are in here. Chuck Sharp says, guarantee you that Chris has the Giants getting Haskins in the mock draft. Yes, I do have the Giants getting. I hope you guys still watch.
Yeah.
But yes, I do. I do have the Giants getting Haskins with the 6th pick in my first mock draft.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing about Haskins is he could possibly be like a Deshaun Kaiser, where Kaiser looked like he was ready, and then like he got thrown to the Wolves in Cleveland, and you know what I mean? And he got thrown to the Wolves in Cleveland, and can he escape pressure at the NFL level? Is he going to be able to pick up blitzes? And I do like Locke better as a prospect, but the fact is the Giants fans don't want Drew Lock. He'd be going into a tough situation. Drew Lock is my favorite quarterback this year, but I'm still going to be excited for him when he goes to Denver, and I think he's going to do great out in Denver. And I'm hoping for the best for Drew Lock. In terms of Dwayne Haskins, he does kind of have that personality that you really like. He can throw the ball deep. It's just crazy, man, because it's such a big deal drafting a quarterback. This is going to be the leader of your team for the next 15 years, and that's why it's so hard. That's why it's so hard to zero in on a guy. You have to love this guy so much, and if the Giants love Dwayne Haskins, they freaking should move up and get him then.
See, the thing is, and I get what you're saying there, but I like Haskins. I don't love him. I don't love any quarterback. I actually like Daniel Jones a lot. You know that.
Yeah,
I'm a big.
So that's why if you don't love it, then I don't think we can do it.
Well, I think you can take him at 6. I just don't think he's worth trading up for.
And then I guess at 6, right? We give it the 3 years and see what happens.
Yeah, because you're still in a cost-effective deal. I mean, rookie contracts aren't absurd. I mean, you'd be paying Haskins probably about $6 million. Probably no. I think Barker made about $5.5 million this year as the number 2 overall pick. So probably about $5 million his first year, and it goes up about $1 million each year. So you'd probably be paying him 5, 6, 7, 8 his first 4 years in the league. And if he doesn't work out, you move on. But
well also you look at the quarterbacks that you look at Jared Goff and Trubisky, and they're able to be successful. And it's not like they're the greatest talents in the world.
Well, that's the thing. That if they like Haskins, that's the thing. Like, yeah, of course, it'd be great to get the next Aaron Rodgers. It would be great to get the next, unbelievably talented quarterback.
Yeah, like a Luck or a Manning
it's almost like
even a Cam Newton without injuries is a freak. A no-brainer.
But the way I almost equate that to the problem I have with women. I'm kind of like sitting here waiting for the perfect woman, and time's going by, and it's the same thing with the Giants. Like, sometimes you got to pick a good. No one's perfect. Sometimes you got to pick someone that you think fits. And if the Giants think Haskins fits and they like him and he's there, they should take him.
That's exactly right, because it's the age-old debate. Because I was talking to somebody on here that I really respect, Kyle Pizzle, and he said if you don't love the quarterback, that you can just simply trade in next year. You could trade down to get Tua or Justin Herbert. But I don't think it's as simple as what he and other fans are arguing, that we can just simply trade into our spot, to land the quarterback. But I'm going ahead and I'm trying to look at the top 5 draft picks from last year. And by the way, if you're picking at number 6 or 7, there's no guarantee you're even going to hit a home run. Like John Ross was picked, Mike Williams, even Leonard Fournette at number 4 is not looking like a home run at all. He might even be off of the football team. Solomon Thomas is not one of the best defenders in the NFL. So, you go down the list here, of first-round picks, and I'm sure that you can find guys at 5 or 6 that didn't exactly pan out. But it is more.
I mean, I could give you. I mean, I'm going way back.
It is more of a risk. You're absolutely right. When you give up a first-rounder, then it's all or nothing. Remember the Washington Redskins when they got Robert Griffin? That was all or nothing, man. What they gave.
Well,
up
that's
to
the problem.
Ravens.
That's the problem. What in the new age NFL? When you draft a quarterback with the 6th overall selection, it's not the way it used to be, where these guys would get an exorbitant amount of money. There's now a structure, a salary chart. I think when you trade up, like you said in the RG3 situation, and you give up a ton, that's when you go all in. And that is why I would not do it from the Giants, because there's not a quarterback in this draft worth going all in for. But at the 6th spot, you're not breaking the bank to take a quarterback for the first 3 or 4 years, and if it doesn't work out, you move on. But
yeah,
I'm not saying that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm just giving a shout out to Skins Fan all day. He gave me a donation, which is so kind. He says he's enjoying the chat, and I'm really glad you're enjoying yourself here. So.
Well, Skins Fan all day always shows a lot of support to my channel, and he's got a YouTube channel himself. He's a new YouTuber over there, so. Everybody should go and sub him up. He's a great guy.
So we're getting a couple of other comments like now Nick Foles is a free agent. That makes things a little bit more interesting because now Nick Foles, he could potentially look at the New York Giants. Now, I have a lot of pride. You know, I don't want to take sloppy seconds from the Philadelphia Eagles, and you know, I look.
It has nothing to do, in my opinion. And by the way, I only see 13 thumbs up in the chat. Let's get him up here. Let's get him to 20. I just don't think Foles fits with the Giants. I think he has the same problem that Eli does with the offensive line. He's an immobile quarterback, and I think he'd have the same problems that Eli does. And he gets sacked a ton with a subpar offensive line. And I just don't think he's a fit here. I don't think he's worth. I think he's much more of a risk than drafting a quarterback with the 6th overall selection, because you're paying him triple what a quarterback would cost taking 6th overall.
No, you're right, and the same concerns you have about Dwayne Haskins, you're going to have about Nicholas Foles. You know,
yeah.
the mobility. The one thing about Nick is he's very clutch. Nick Foles has a big-time arm. He is a quarterback that I like. He doesn't process all that quickly. There's holes to his game. His best football could have been played already. And you even see it in the NBA where you pay guys that are over the hill and that are not superstars. And Nick Foles has been okay when he's left, you know, Philadelphia. And with Pat Shurmur, it's not going to happen because Pat Shurmur's a guy that likes to line up in the eye. And we're not going to be playing out of shotgun all day long. So I don't really think it's going to happen with Nick.
He's not a fit. He's not a fit here. Bridgewater is more of a fit, but I don't like Bridgewater. But he's more of a fit than Foles.
Right.
But
The one thing is about Foles that'll give him defense, that'll defend Foles, is that Nick Foles knows what it takes to win a Super Bowl championship, and I would take Foles probably over any other free agent quarterback out here on the market. He's the best one by far because he's just
no. I agree with that.
He's won a Super Bowl championship, and if you get him,
as I said in my quarterback video,
if you get him cheap. You don't know how motivated Nick Foles is going to be, you know, because he doesn't dislike the Eagles and so on and so forth. It would be interesting if Nick was to take like a $19 million deal with the Giants. I would certainly entertain that because we got to get a quarterback that's going to win a Super Bowl championship. And, you know, Nick might be able to do that.
And Skinsfin, and I'll get off after this in case somebody. Well, I don't know if you're closing out the show after this, but I don't want to prevent somebody else. I don't want to prevent somebody else from calling in. But
it's been a crazy night. But I might stream tomorrow, man. I might do some college basketball, and I probably will do a couple of other film reviews at some point, maybe tomorrow evening. I'm going to do a Haskins and a Kyle Allen. So I got a couple more tomorrow. But yeah, it's just been fun. It's just been fun firing one up late like this.
I love the idea of when you're not on my channel of having this, because I mean I could tell all my subscribers to go on over to your channel and watch you continue the show.
It can almost be like a post-game show.
Yeah, I love the dynamic. It's almost like a late night radio show on the air. So I love me. Maybe I go from like, I don't know. This tonight went later because of the trolls, but maybe something like a 9:45 to 11:45, and then you come on from like then to like 1:30 in the morning or something like that. I like the dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys, like, maybe they, called into your show, so I might be getting, like, some of the same callers. So, I mean, it's an interesting, it's an interesting point, though, that you bring up. Joe Musa says Bridgewater over Nick Foles. It's just, it's late at night here, so it's tough to really think about. My pride gets in the way, and I don't want to take like an Eagles player. I'd much rather raise a homegrown giant. And, but hey, this is all interesting debate.
Yeah, I just don't want either one, to be honest with you. I never think free agency is the way to go with the quarterback position unless you're getting an absolute immortal legend like a Peyton Manning. It's never the way to go. You're paying top dollar when you could be paying. I mean, Haskins is going to cost you on average about $8 million a year for the first 4 years of his contract. And why am I going to go pay? And whoever the quarterback is, if you like Murray Moore, whoever it is, whoever your pick is, but if the Giants were to select the quarterback with the 6th pick, you're going to be paying him 40% of what you're going to be paying. At least it might be more than that. Foles might get more than $20 million a year, but you're going to be paying him at bare minimum 40% of what you're going to be paying to Nick Foles, and Foles is going to be 30, 31 years old. What you can do with that money for your team that you're saving is huge. I mean, you could sign for $12 million a year. You could go get yourself a premium right tackle. You could go get yourself a very good pass rusher. I mean, to me, it doesn't make sense to pay top dollar for at best an average starting quarterback in this league. It doesn't make sense.
No, you're absolutely right. And Entertainer, I'm going to close out, man. So thanks so much for calling into the show, bro. I appreciate you.
All right, brother. Thank you so much.
So that's about it, guys. It was an absolute blast hanging. What a night with the Entertainer. I'm going to go get some rest. Tomorrow could end up being a big-time day. I might stream a little college basketball.